Somewhere under the rainbow, way down below, there'll be a temple and a tabernacle. And lots of planes up in the sky, bringing Mormons, Catholics, maybe even Baha'i. High upon the mountain tops, drinking non-caffeinated soda pop. That's where you'll find me. In this video. Welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah. The airport is conveniently located near downtown. In fact, from the airport you can see the temple, the tabernacle, the Capitol building, and maybe even a rainbow. And obviously the Wasatch Mountains are all around you, though I find them a bit prettier when they're covered in snow, which is a lot of the year. From the airport, you can take the train into town, which is both cheap and quick. Now the main heart of the city is in and around Temple Square, and that's where we're at. Now the first building you see across the way in Temple Square, with the Gothic architecture, is the Assembly Hall. It was completed in 1882 using stone from the same quarry as the Salt Lake Temple. Alongside it, with the Silver Dome, is the Tabernacle. The Tabernacle is one of the few old buildings that you can currently go into, as most of the buildings in Temple Square are currently being renovated. The purpose of that is to make them so that in the case of an earthquake, they would be able to sway back and forth. My understanding is that when this is all finished, the Salt Lake Temple will be able to sway 5 feet in any direction. So currently closed and under renovation are the Assembly Hall, the Joseph Smith Memorial Building, the Visitor Center, Brigham Young's Homes, the Lion House, and the Beehive House, as well, of course, as the centerpiece of Temple Square, the Salt Lake Temple. Restoration work for the Tabernacle has finished already. The other buildings are set to reopen in 2026. You may have noticed we just passed the Family Search Library and the LDS History Museum. I'll discuss those more in a moment. This original home actually dates all the way back to 1847, the year LDS pioneers first arrived in the Salt Lake Valley. It is located right across the street from Temple Square, and sandwiched right between the LDS Church History Museum and the Family History Library, which is the largest genealogical library in the world. And like nearly all the attractions around Temple Square, admission is free. And there are tours offered of almost everything for free as well. Here's the front of the Church History Museum that I mentioned a moment ago. And the Genealogical Library is directly behind me as well. Here you can see the conference center on the other side of the street, and the construction work going on all over Temple Square. But I'll enter and have a look around now anyway. You can see the scaffolding all over the Salt Lake Temple as they continue to work on the renovation. Salt Lake Temple truly is one of the more beautiful churches in the world, and the story behind it is quite impressive as well. As I've mentioned in previous videos, the Latter-day Saints, or Mormons as they're often called, left to this area because it was wilderness to get away from persecution. They were led by their second prophet, Brigham Young, after their first prophet, Joseph Smith, was murdered in Carthage, Illinois. Shortly after arriving, Brigham Young marked a spot in the dirt where they would build their temple, which is here. It took 40 years to build this temple, chunking stone from the quarry 18 miles away, and originally bringing them slowly on covered wagons pulled by oxen. And eventually, many years later, the Transcontinental Railroad came through, which the Mormons helped build. The temple was begun in 1853 and completed in 1893. And the city was kind of built around Temple Square. For example, on the north side of Temple Square is North Temple Street. On the west side of Temple Square is West Temple Street, and so on. And the streets go long and straight, and they are wide enough for a team of oxen to turn around. That's the way Brigham Young wanted it. It's a very easy city to navigate. And here's a close-up look at the front of the tabernacle. Inside you see the tabernacle's famous pipe organ, with 11,623 pipes. It was designed for large gatherings for the church, and built between 1863 and 1867. The acoustics in it are absolutely amazing, and if you ask, they will give you a free tour and demonstration by dropping a pin at the front that you can clearly hear in the back row. The tabernacle is home to the world-famous Tabernacle Choir, formerly known as the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. You can see all the construction work being done here, and though I understand why it needs to be done, it's a shame for the timing because, like I said, it's an incredibly gorgeous building, and it's quite hard to see that right now. But since I travel a lot, I'm sure I will have an updated video after the renovations are done and it's back to its full beauty. Now we're heading back across North Temple Street to the Conference Center. Like the tabernacle, the Conference Center has its own organ, and where the tabernacle holds 3,500 people, the Conference Center is much newer and holds about 21,000 people. It's huge! The Conference Center also has free, great views over Temple Square and much of Salt Lake City. Let's go check it out. From this angle, neatly lined up in a row, you can see the tabernacle, with the temple to its left, and then farther to the left is the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. Even farther to its left, the tall building you see there is the church office building. Now, under normal circumstances, when not everything is closed down, you can go to the top floor of the Joseph Smith Memorial Building for amazing free views and pictures of the temple. And just next to the conference center is the Church History Library. From this angle you see the church office building with the temple. Now at the corner of South Temple Street and North State Street, we come to the Eagle Gate. It's called State Street because this straight street runs right to the Utah State Capitol building. The Eagle Gate used to mark the entrance to Brigham Young's property. The eagle's perched on the top of a beehive, and the first of Brigham Young's 2 homes you see here is called the Beehive House. Utah is known as the Beehive State. It's a moniker the Mormon pioneers chose because a beehive represents hard work and unity. It's a symbol you will see on the state flag and on many things across the state. Again, like most of the things at Temple Square right now, you can see the scaffolding all over the Beehive House, here for the restoration work that's being done. And just to the left, you almost can't even see the Lion House, Brigham Young's other home next door. When things are open and running normal, there's a restaurant called the Lion House Pantry inside, where you can actually eat delicious food inside Brigham Young's home. It's something I recommend when they're open again. Now looking the other way down State Street, you can see the Utah State Capitol building straight down the way up on the hill. Now entering Temple Square from the other side, which you normally could just walk straight through if there wasn't all of the construction going on. First you see the church office building from the other side, and then to the left, looking straight on at the temple, and all of that scaffolding. Walking straight ahead to the front of the temple on our left, once again you see the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. And this is the area I was talking about that when it's open has the best view to take a picture of the temple, in my opinion, up on the top floor. And on the right is the Relief Society building. You'll see that better in focus in just a moment. There's a better view of the Relief Society building, and this pedestal here is a popular place for people to take wedding pictures, where the bride and the groom stand on top of it, with the temple behind them. It's also a great place if you like to put yourself on a pedestal. Now to continue getting closer, I'll walk up to the reflecting pool. That's also a nice place to take reflective pictures. Now normally of course you'd be able to get much closer, but again, because of the construction, you can't get super close right now. Now you can't see it, but off over this way, behind the temple and to the left, is the Seagull Monument. Seagulls are the state bird of Utah for good reason. After the pioneers settled here in 1847, they right away planted lots and lots of crops. They had an extremely bitter cold winter that year, and it was already difficult to survive. Then came the cricket plague. Crickets swarmed their crops, and were in such great numbers that they couldn't do anything about it. The crickets were eating all their precious little food they had, which almost certainly would have meant starvation if they weren't stopped. The people prayed and prayed for a miracle, and to them, they certainly got one. It became known as the miracle of the seagulls. Yes, Utah is far inland, but seagulls came swooping in mass, and ate the crickets and saved the crops, and in turn saved them from starvation. So seagulls have been revered around here ever since. Now as night falls, it's a good opportunity to take in the view of the city from the top of the conference center one more time. Now, just a couple blocks away from Temple Square is Union Station, and the Delta Center. Right across the street from the Delta Center is the Devereaux Mansion. Built in 1857, the Devereaux Mansion was the first mansion in the Salt Lake Valley. The Delta Center is home to the Utah Jazz NBA basketball team, and now an NHL hockey team as well. Obviously, Utah is most famous for its jazz music, so it makes complete sense having their basketball team named the Jazz. Okay, obviously that's got to be one of the dumbest names in all of sports. Of course the team moved from New Orleans to Salt Lake City, but I don't understand why they kept the same name. Here you can see they've named the streets next to the Delta Center after the two legends who played for their team, John Stockton and Karl Malone. I still think there's plenty of names they could have called the team, like the Salt Lake Saints or the Utah Choirs, but I digress. Now over here are the statues of John Stockton and Karl Malone, with quite a bit of tribute words to them. Threading the Needle by Brian Chalice. Of course, that's John Stockton there. Anyway, this goes on quite a bit. It's quite a tribute to Stockton and Malone. Well, that'll do it for this video. We'll end with Brigham Young in front of the Salt Lake Temple. Be sure to like and subscribe and come back soon for more great content.